Kash Patel is the FBI director. He's in dire straits right now because MAGA's very upset with him. It started back, and I'll remind you of these clips in a second, but when he came out and said Epstein killed himself, and then he said there was nothing suspicious, there was no conspiracy regarding government actors or something with the Butler assassination attempt against Trump, and other things made them very upset at him. So, seeking a reason to be upset, they said, what if it has something to do with his girlfriend? Which I didn't know Kash Patel had a girlfriend, but apparently has a girlfriend. Good for Kash, you know? And so she went on Megyn Kelly and denied these allegations that she was a spy and was doing a honeypotting operation, which, from my understanding, is like, let's say Russia has their intelligence community and they want to send a really hot Russian, right? Real Mother Russia stuff. And send her to come to, let's say Jade. They're trying to get inside information on the Luke Beasley show. So they go, and that's bad. Jade has a girlfriend. No, you would never. Let's do Cole. Cole, not to call out that you don't have a girlfriend. I'm just saying, okay. And then they come, they meet him, they say, wow, Cole, something came over me whenever you played that new Alex Jones soundbite.
I never sucked any ding-dongs.
I said, wow, the way you click with your fingers is like, whoa. And then they start a relationship, and then she uses that relationship to get inside information and manipulate Cole and find out confidential show information, right? So apply that now to the government, and you go and you win over a government official, and you open their computer while they're sleeping after a wonderful night of lovemaking, and so they're in a really deep sleep. You get them really deep sleep, and then you check their computer, and then, all right, you get it. That's honeypotting. You probably already knew that, but I just wanted to fill you in. Some of our viewers don't know. And so they're saying that, I guess for Mossad, Israel's intelligence organization, that they're accusing Kash Patel's girlfriend of being an agent. It doesn't seem to be substantiated, but I'll show you her responding in a second. Kash Patel's country singer girlfriend. What? This story keeps getting better. Fends off disheartening conspiracy theories. She's honeypotting FBI boss. FBI Director Kash Patel's girlfriend, Alexis Wilkins, has been forced to fend off the incredibly disheartening conspiracy theories that she is honeypotting the Bureau's head honcho for a foreign government. The 26-year-old country artist said the skeptics are contorting her backstory, even as she acknowledged she can understand it. Why do you understand it? So there she is. There's Kash, big day, as he became the FBI director beyond all reason and rationality. And then it goes through conspiracy theories about Wilkins exploded on the internet after the Justice Department FBI's July 6 memo about convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, so before I show you her response, I don't appreciate people lying about Kash Patel's girlfriend, however much I don't like Kash Patel. But let's just put it this way. MAGA don't do this, but Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, the way they were acting did leave people wanting answers, because I was like, all right, he killed himself. Let's woo. But what they did was they acted like they were in a hostage video when they did this interview that originally laid the groundwork to then say the case is closed, that then caused all the chaos that you know about with the Epstein story. And the whole time Kash Patel was like looking afraid while he was talking, and Dan Bongino was just looking like he was on way too much pre-workout, was trying to hold it in. Like, he took a bunch of pre-workout, got way too energetic, and so then he took a bunch of edibles. He's like trying to balance those different stimuli. And I get why someone would look at videos like this and be like, could he be getting blackmailed or something? You know what I mean? Like, the conspiracy theorist's mind are going to wander when you are led or you see this video.
You know what, Maria? Kash is not kidding. We've been personally briefed.
This is on the assassination attempt. A lot of people within MAGA wanted to believe, despite there not being any evidence, that there was some conspiracy. It wasn't just Thomas Crooks who did a terrible thing, but that there was a conspiracy and Biden was involved, someone was involved, CIA, right? And there was no evidence. They had to explain that on this, and I'll get to the Epstein part.
Extensively on every single detail, nugget, tendril of this case. One is actively in court right now, so out of respect for the case, it's probably more appropriate that I stay quiet on that. However, I'm not going to tell people what they want to hear. I'm going to tell you the truth. And whether you like it or not is up to you. If there was a big explosive there, right? Given my history as a Secret Service agent and my personal friendship as a director does with the...
Okay, so while he's talking, just right here, look at Kash, and then now Jaden, switch it over to Bongino. Okay, and go. All right, that's no, back to Kash. Is he being honeypotted? No, but that's funny. Okay, so that's what got their heads in a tizzy.
Does with the president. Give me one logical, sensible reason we would not have. If you can think of one, there isn't. There in some of these cases, the there you're looking for is not there. And I know people. I get it. I understand. It's not there. If it was there, we would have told you.
Breaking the there record. While you're watching this segment, please do click the subscribe button. Okay, that's just the free way to support the show. And then if you want to go further and you want a delicious beverage that gives you energy so you don't have to take so much pre-workout like Dan Bongino apparently has, and you want to support my family business and induce good things to your gut microbiome, live probiotics, no artificial flavors, go to drinkpep.com. Order yourself straight to your house some pep. Thank you. All right, so that was one of the clips, and then you also had this one that wasn't much better.
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself.
just a fun little duo, huh? What did he say at the end there, Cole?
He killed himself.
What was it?
He killed himself.
What was it?
He killed himself.
Okay. Okay. What's wrong with this? This is very grim. So I get why, despite I only want to follow the evidence, why you watch those videos and go, is there something more? And then, of course, MAGA is going to love the idea that his girlfriend is a part of some honeypotting operation for foreign intelligence, get information or manipulate him into covering up the Epstein thing.
But there's nothing like that about you. So when this started coming out, were you shocked? I mean, do you think this is really basically just that you're with Kash?
I was shocked. I knew that, that Prager this is kind of something that I think people in the deep sides of the internet like to pick at, when they can't figure out what else is wrong. So some of it didn't surprise me when it first started coming up. I was like, all right, this looks like this is what they're focusing on today. But then to your point, Megan, these posts got millions of views. And, I could list all of the ways that this hurt me and my family, but some examples are the fact that people begin harassing you. People start doxing your family. People start, accusing you, just aside from all the other stuff that's hurtful, the fact that I've dedicated myself to this movement, to good values, to speaking to children, to doing things that I thought were good, that were in line with my values, but also the fact that it's accusing me of manipulating the person that I'm with, that I love. That's a horrible accusation. And seeing this pop off on the internet, I think the initial ones actually didn't tag me.
What is it that you love about Kash? Not because I think that's the total conspiracy theory about that, but I'm saying, I'm curious what his green flags are. I know some red flags that are pretty clear, like him being a MAGA nut, but I guess maybe that's what you like about him. You like his MAGA nuts. Sorry, I had to. Stop it. You would have done it too if you were sitting here.
Balls in their hands.
Right. All right, you can take that down. So we feel sorry for that. On Epstein, you're having Virginia Guffrey's family responding to reports that Trump is considering pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell Virginia Giuffre's family begs Trump not to pardon monster Ghislaine Maxwell. She deserves to rot in prison. Absolutely. And then there was that insane audio of Trump going, I had a falling out with... So the story went from he had a falling out with Epstein because he realized Epstein was a creep, but didn't do anything about it, but just kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. We never really got evidence of that. Well, okay. Then it moved to he had a falling out with Epstein because Epstein would steal his employees, just like would poach his employees. And then the story moved to... And one of the employees that he took or stole was the word Trump used, was one of the women he abused. Girls at the time, Virginia. And so now her family's responding, saying it was shocking to hear President Trump invoke our sister and say that he was aware that Virginia had been stolen from Mar-a-Lago. It makes us ask if he was aware of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's criminal actions, especially given his statement 2 years later that his good friend Jeffrey likes women on the younger side. No doubt about it. We in the public are asking for answers. Survivors deserve this. Absolutely. 100%. So disturbing.